Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Diaries of an Engineer Dad. As several of you have noticed, I don't really have a theme for this channel. I just like to do different things and share knowledge with people and just projects that I'm doing. And if I happen to help one of you guys, then great, amazing. So sorry I haven't posted in a while. Things have been kind of busy. It's been winter time around here in southern Tennessee. The weather's been ugly and nasty, so hadn't really been able to get out and do some stuff. But I'm going to start a multi-part episode today, and you'll understand why it's a multi-part episode a little bit later. A, I don't have time to do it all today. I don't have time to film it all. And B, I don't have everything I need to finish it yet. So that is coming. I'll tell you what I'm doing. And so to give you a little bit of background, I have a 2013 SS Camaro that has been a part of this channel before. A lot of you guys have already seen it on the channel for a couple of other things that I've done. But what I ended up doing over the Christmas holidays is I ended up modding that thing. So I did heads, cam headers, all that from Texas Speed. Big shout out to those guys. They were great to work with. Parts are amazing, and the performance of the car is just astounding. And back probably in 2019 or so, I took the stock exhaust off of it before I modded it, and I put a Borla attack system on it. Now, I really liked the Borla attack system. I had some, being a convertible, had some fitment issues because of some of the bracing that's underneath it. Was able to work around that. Felt like I hacked it a little bit to make it work. But overall, I liked the exhaust system. It sounded really, really good until I modded it. And I'll post some clips of the first startup and the heat cycle that I did in the driveway, and it's just rowdy. After I started driving it, it was just crazy loud. There's a bit of a cabin drone with the attack system after you do long tube headers. I did do long tube headers and cats on the exhaust system, and somewhere between 1800 and 2000 RPM I got a pretty nasty cabin drone in there. So that said, I went ahead and bought a couple of S-Type mufflers, A, to quieten down, B, based off of some things that I read, I thought that it might help with the cabin drone, but it in fact made it worse. So today we are going to say goodbye to that. I'm going to let you hear the exhaust. We'll go for a quick drive. I'll let you hear it in the car, kind of highlight where the drone is worst in it. But I've ordered a new exhaust system that's not here yet. It should be here tomorrow or Thursday. Cannot wait to get it. I'll tell you all about it when it gets here and when we get it on. But let's go around front. I'll open the garage. We'll do a cold start, let you hear it. Dude, it does sound amazing. I really kind of hate to get rid of this exhaust, but I got to get rid of the cabin drone. It's killing me. Now, some of you might be saying right here, dude, why don't you go get some resonators, or why don't you just have some J-pipes welded on there? And I thought about that. Dude, I love this car. I want it to look good. I am a type A personality. I want things to be done right. I want them to look good. And I found an exhaust system that makes this look good. So I've already sold my exhaust system that's on the car. I'll be taking it off later tonight. But I've already sold it, so that's going to help recoup some of my costs. And I think the exhaust system that I'm putting on it, based off of everything that I've read after talking to the manufacturer, I think it's going to be perfect for this car. So let's go around front. I'll start the car for you. We'll go for a drive, and then later tonight, when I get done working, because I'm taking a break right now from work, when I get done working, we will take the exhaust system off the car. I'll do a little bit of filming there. It's kind of boring. I'm just gonna undo some hangers and clamps and take it off. So not a big deal, but maybe some of you want to see that, so I'll do it. So, all right, cutting out. See you in a minute. All right, so Here is the victim in question right here. Right now it's got a Borla S-Type exhaust system on it. I'm going to do a cold start for you, and then we'll go for a drive and let you hear what it sounds like on the road. I don't know if you can actually pick out how throaty that is. It has a really great sound, and especially with the heads and cam and the headers on it, it's just got a really nice rumble to it. But all of that translates into the cabin, and so I've got this nasty drone between 1500 and 2000. So let's get in the car, I'll take you for a drive and let you hear what it sounds like. Alright, so the thing that I wanted to point out about this exhaust is that low frequency drone that's right in the 1500 to 2000 RPM range. And I'm still in my neighborhood. I'm not even, not really even pushing it. So right now I'm just idling down the road and you probably can't even hear it. But when we get out here on this hill, you're going to notice that there is quite a bit of drone in the cabin that comes from the exhaust. Now, the previous exhaust system that I had on here was the Borla attack system, and with that one it had a pretty narrow band. It was between 1800 and 2000. The S-Type really just expanded that. Now it's between 1500 and 2000. So I'm going to go down a little hill here and talk for a minute, and I'm going to let this car go by first. But when I get to the bottom of the hill and start accelerating up, you're going to hear it really just start permeating the cabin. And even accelerating to just kind of get up to speed to go down the hill, it was kind of rough. So we're almost at the bottom. So we're right about 1600 RPM, and I don't know if you can hear that. It's just rough. So that's what we're planning on saying goodbye to. I've got a new exhaust system ordered, which I will tell you about later. But for now, we're gonna get rid of that cabin drone because I just can't take that. I love this car, I love to drive it, but that'll just rattle your brains out. So I'll let you hear what it sounds like. I'll do a little rip when I get out on the main road, just let you hear what it sounds like out there, and then then the next time you see me, we'll be taking this off and putting the new one on. Alright, I had to go for a little drive, find a place where I could actually safely do a pull and not get in trouble doing it. So I'm fixing to get on the highway. I'll downshift, I'll let you hear what the exhaust sounds like. Maybe not a full throttle pull, but a good pull to give you an idea of what it currently sounds like. Alright? Okay, I lied. That was full throttle. That sounds amazing. I don't have any complaints about it when I'm pushing it and making it go, but it's just that cruising. In fact, right now we're in that 1800 RPM range, and I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but that's just what I got to get rid of. So next time you see me, we'll be taking the exhaust off of this, and hopefully tomorrow I will be getting my new exhaust, and we'll put it on. Okay? See ya. Alright. Told you guys this was going to be a multi-day episode. So it is the day after I last shot and gave you the pull. And we're in the garage, so forgive the mess. There's my beast right there. I love this car. I love the color. I get so many compliments on the color. I was so glad to finally be able to mod it and to spruce it up and bring it around to where I thought the performance ought to be on it. So, as you can tell, I have the car up. It's already up on jack stands. Not so much in the front, but a little more in the back because that's where we're going to be working mostly. So let me show you what we have to do. So here's the underside with the current Borla system that is on it. We're going to be we'll take it loose at these clamps here. This Borla system is kind of a multi-piece system. You can see those clamps there for that piece, those clamps right there for that piece in the back, and then there are more clamps in the back for the mufflers where they actually join up. So we'll take these clamps off, those and the ones for the mufflers in the back. I love how GM kind of hung these things there. It was really sweet, easy installation. And even the Borla system went in there quite nicely. So we'll take all that apart, pull those down. I might film that a little bit, might not, but I'll show it to you when we get it off, and I'll show you what we're putting on next. All right, so let's get this thing off first, and then I'll show you what we're putting on. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm like a kid on Christmas Day, man. Inside that door, right there, is my new exhaust system. So let me show you what we got. Give you some motivation to hang with me, and we'll get this thing on there together. All right, ready? Here we go. To go in through the door. And there's my cat. But here we go. I bought a system from Solo Performance. I had read a lot about these guys, seen a lot of good comments on the Camaro forums about these things. And so what we have here is the midsection. Obviously the headers will hook up here. It'll go through this muffler / X pipe. There is an X pipe inside of the muffler. It'll come out, and the nice thing about these is there is only one more piece. We'll connect the end piece onto it, hang them, and then the tip will go in its hanger, and this will go in the hanger down by the diff. And then you'll see here, we have these J-pipes, these quarter wave pipes. This is why I bought this system. These quarter wave pipes are designed so that, I don't know if you know how these work. Let me tell you how these things work. So you come off perpendicular to the muffler, and what happens is this length is tuned to be 1/4 of the wavelength of the frequency that you're trying to get rid of. So in my case, I need somewhere between 30 and 36 inches in this tube. So we can tune it, we can adjust it a little bit to get the length that we want. And so what happens is the sound wave, since this is capped off completely, no flow goes in here and you don't lose any performance, but the sound wave goes through here. So the sound wave, 1/4 of the length of the sound wave goes in, hits the end, 1/4 comes back and enters into the exhaust pipe 180 degrees out of phase. And so what that does is whatever that wavelength is, it cancels it when it goes back into the exhaust, and that's what kills the drone in the exhaust systems. So that's why we're doing this. I could have easily just welded on some J-pipes and had that done, but I was having some, not completely sold on the Borla system. I like it. It was good when it was stock, but this is what we're going to give a try to now. So I'm going to go outside, and we're going to get that Borla system off, and we'll put this Solo system on. All right, very cool. Got the exhaust out. I was actually able to take it out almost in one piece. So have most of the exhaust system here. You can see how these things are designed. It's pretty cool. Obviously those come out of the header collectors. You have your X pipe there. And then they come down, and those are turned up just a little bit because I had to twist them just a little bit to get them to loosen those clamps and twist them to get them to come up. But, over here, I have the mufflers. Those got those out first. Once you get those out, then you can get under here. They just hang from those two posts right there with one of those rubber hangers. And there's where the other end of the exhaust, the lower end of the exhaust hangs, and then it just runs all the way up to the front. So not a big, huge deal. And I'm ready to start putting the other one on. Okay, we're back and under the car. Let me show you what I got. So I got the rear sections hung. And let me tell you what, if you have a convertible, you have this brace, and that makes this a jigsaw puzzle. And what you have to do, make sure you get your car up enough. I had to get mine up a little bit more to get this side in, the driver's side. Passenger side went in easy, went in okay. What you have to do is you have to feed the tip in from this direction and come up all the while like rotating the this piece in order to get it to come up between that brace. But I got them up there. They're just hanging loosely. By the way, take the J-pipes off. That will help you a lot. So I took the J-pipes off. They're laying around here somewhere. Oh yeah, there they are. And now we'll hang the center section, which is right there under my tire. Not really under my tire, but you can see it there. And we'll go hang the center section up and put this thing together. All right, so since I have headers and high flow cats, and I don't have enough room to let these clamps hang off the end of them. Well, actually I do, but I can't get them all the way on. So what I want to do is I'm going to put them all the way on, make them flush with the end of the pipe here. And the other one went on a lot easier. There we go. So I'm going to let it sit like that. Screws to the bottom side so that we can get to them, obviously. And then let me show you these cool clamps. So these are the clamps that came with this particular kit. So let's open this guy up. Here, let's go up here. And we will open this guy up. Pretty simple clamp. Just a piece of sheet metal, some bolts on it, and that guy will hold your exhaust on when you get it on. Now, what I did, just to kind of keep from kinking it, here, let me set this guy over here. What I did is, first off, take these guys loose, and I'm going to spin it this way, and then just wrap it around the pipe. That way you don't kink it or, you know, give it some funky shape. And then I'm just going to loosely put these on to kind of hold it in shape. And see, now I got my clamp there. So I might pull it down just a little bit tighter. But then I'll slide these out to the end and have them ready for when we made them up to the back section of the exhaust. Alright, moment of truth. See if I can do this without looking like an idiot on camera, and see if I can get this hung. Obviously, if you have a lift or a buddy, this will work a lot better. So what I'm going to do, obviously, there you go. I'm using my jack to hold the back up, kind of in line with where it will eventually go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift these front pieces up, and I'm going to line them up on the end of my headers and just loosely couple them there so that they're being held, and then I will put those clamps on. So let's see if we can do this without looking like a complete chump. There we go. So stick my light in there. Take this side. Oops. See, I did what I didn't want to do, but that's all right. Let's see if we can get this one pseudo coupled. All right, so it's kind of hanging. I gotta fix the back now because I dropped the back. All right, got the back supported, got this side up. Run to the other side of the car, hang this real quick. All right, so do this without dropping the back again. So line these things up. They say to butt them up next to the end of your cats, or yeah, end of your cats, because these would still be cats on a factory exhaust. This one's a little tight. All right, it's sort of on there. I think part of the problem is I'm out of alignment in the back, so let me get the back coupled together and we'll continue on. All right, so I am done. Let me show you what it looks like. So I've got it all buttoned up here, and it's a nice clean installation. I really like this. It's nice, tight. It's tucked up in the tucked up underneath the car. The other thing I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to install I had a brace plate that ran across right here. Hit those two bolt holes and those two bolt holes there. I'm going to put that brace back on. The thing that I would say about these clamps, sorry for my shimmying, don't be afraid to tighten them. Unlike other clamps though, the bolts will turn if you try to just tighten the nuts, so you'll have to get a wrench, hold those. They do, as you can see, kind of conform to the pipe, and they make a really nice solid joint as I try to wiggle it. And dude, it's just a really nice clean installation. I like this a lot. So I am not going to start it tonight. Unfortunately, it's gotten a little bit late and I don't know how loud this is going to be. It's not supposed to be loud, but since I have not experienced it firsthand, I'm not going to start it tonight. But there's tips. They're nice. They pretty much lined up all by themselves. This is a super nice exhaust system. Tips look fantastic. Installation. Oh, I got the J-pipes on. So the J-pipes are on, tucked up underneath the valance right there. I gave them about a hand width between the pipe and the belly pan there, just in case it, you know, rattles around a little bit. But it's pretty solid. I don't think it will. But really nice clean installation. That's a super nice exhaust system right there. Like the way they did it. They really Solo went the extra mile on this thing. Unlike the Borla system I had, they really tucked it up in the drive shaft area there, which is super nice. Gets it up off the ground. As I said, I'll be able to put some of the braces back down there that I had to take off, because when I put the long tube headers on it, it actually dropped the exhaust in the front some, and I could not put those braces back on after I put the headers on. So just really nice. I'm really excited about this. So we'll fire this up tomorrow. I told you I told you to begin with, this was going to be a multi-day episode. So I'm going to put those braces on. You don't want to see those. But yes, I'll see you in the morning. If you're watching this tonight, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? All right, friends, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. It is the next day. This is day 3 of my project. Some of you might want to know how much time I've got invested in this so far. It took me I don't know, it probably took me 20 minutes to get the Borla system off of it. It's pretty easy to get down, considering the fact that I've taken, I put it on initially, so it was pretty easy to get off. Like I said, if you got a buddy or you have a lift, this installation will go a lot quicker. I think I have a little more than an hour in the installation of the new Solo system, and part of that is I had to figure out how to get the stinking back pipes in the little pocket where the brace goes underneath. I think I told you last night that I had to just weave it through there like a jigsaw puzzle. It was nuts, but did get it in there, and so I think I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 2 hours invested in the whole project. But that's unpacking, that's getting the old stuff off, getting the new stuff on, getting the car back down. It's, you know, maybe 2 hours. So again, if you got a lift or a buddy, it'll go a lot quicker. So, and some of you might have noticed last night when I was wrapping the thing up and I was showing you the J-pipe installation, I think I probably put my J-pipes in on the wrong side. And here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I can keep the earthworms from attacking me. So, those J-pipes actually, I don't know if it's kind of hard to see, but it angles up a bit here and then kind of comes down. And if I flip this over to the other side, if you look at this one, you can probably see it a little bit better. If I flip it over to the other side, I can actually make that end point up a little bit and kind of conform to the belly pan of the car. So I'll be swapping those around. They were probably right in the packaging, and I probably put them on the wrong side because I had to take them off to get the points in there. But regardless, you can't see them underneath the valance, so I'm not terribly worried about it right now. I'm going to go ahead and start it, which is what we all want. And yeah, this is either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. So here we go. Remote start. It's a cold start. I've never heard this before. Whoops. It's a little bit louder than I intended. I'm going to walk away from it a little bit. The sun's got me. Yeah, it's a little bit louder than I intended for it to be. Man, it sounds good though. It sounds good. It's not overly loud. In fact, I'm standing away from it a little bit, and it's not terrible. Let's go drive it. See how it turned out. I'm gonna say this: it's quiet in the car. I am so impressed right now. The Borla S-Type mufflers that I had on this thing that I took off last night. So I had an attack system. I put the Borla mufflers on it to try to quieten down. Didn't quite accomplish what I wanted. I mean, it quieted the outside down a bit, but it really, the throatiness of the S-Type mufflers really just increased the cabin noise. This is quiet. It's just idling. It's quiet. So back out of the driveway here. Take her for a little drive. Let's see how it turns out. imagine how amazing that is right now. I've been dealing with this low frequency drone. I'm still in my neighborhood, but I've been dealing with this low frequency drone in this car ever since I put the high flow cats and the headers on it. It's so quiet. Oh my God, it's awesome. It sounds great outside. You heard what it sounded like outside, but inside, there's no cabin noise. There's no drone. I've been up in the drone band. In fact, we're fixing to go up the big hill to get out of my neighborhood. And, hold on, gotta wait for this guy here. He's gonna let me go. Dude, I went right through the drone band with no drone. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Dude, if you're modding your car and you're thinking about an exhaust system, dude, I am throwing a huge shout out to these guys at Solo Performance. I will put their link in the description. In fact, I'll put the link to the exhaust system that I put on this car in there. Oh my God, dude, I'm right at 1700 RPM, zero drone. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I keep saying that, but you don't know what I've put up with for the last month since I modded it. Actually, the last 2 months since I modded it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, tell you what, let me get out of the neighborhood and let me get it warmed up a little bit. I'll do a little short rip for you because I'm curious to hear what it sounds like too. You know, pushing it. So, but I'm gonna say this, the drone is gone. There is no drone. It's beautiful. Absolutely worth every penny of it. So, hang in there. Let me get to a place where I can do a quick rip for you, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're just waiting our turn here at the light. We should get a green light here in a second. I'm going to turn on the highway and we'll give it a little rip. Just want to hear what it sounds like when I open it up. Alright, there we go. Second gear. That sounds awesome. All the noise is exactly where it should be. It's out the back. It's not in here. I can talk to you. If I had a passenger, I could talk to a passenger and we could carry on a conversation. And so right now I'm running at highway speeds, right where the drone ban was terrible before, and it's gone. So again, huge shout out to the guys at Solo Performance. They nailed it. They knocked it out of the park with this thing. I'll put their link in the description along with the system that I actually put on this car. But yeah, so guys, thanks for watching. Hope that I've helped somebody out who's trying to solve a similar problem that I was trying to solve, and look forward to the next project. All right, see you guys.